Stream to multiple platforms. We're using Saturday morning as a get ready with me, get my stuff organized, and the correct microphones and all of that. Oh, I wish I gave you some levels. Let's see if we can pop our chats up and see if we can say hello to people. I'm gonna public it. And since I am not going to talk to myself as much, I'm actually going to take, like, it's worth it. Is it pushing out? Let's see, save to cloud. Yeah, no, I do need to do that. Okay. Yeah. Let's get Restream working. I am totally going to be the one that will process a bunch of people. I love it. I love it. I love it. Such a good chat this morning. Wow. Usually the case that people who are really with it actually downplay how with it they are. Why? Because they know they don't know everything. So it's actually fantastic. It's actually fantastic. That, like, when someone is facing, I guess the word is. Let me see. Come on. Process this. I'm running. Reasons. I'm going to slurp coffee into the thing. Let's see if I can do that. How do I invite the nice people? How do I invite them to sing a little song about going on here? And I'm going to see what it does. Is it going live? No, to come talk. Come on. Carlin, come talk. No, come talk. Chat. Oh, come on. We need to use our superpowers. Hey, Charles. We got people. I've got you on the thing. I do not mind. I do not know. I don't need. What's going on here? I am opening this again because Carlin was or whatever kind of thing. So I'm just putting up a stream for people to chat. And we had kind of gotten into a good get ready with me convo. And I am literally welcoming, like, if anybody wants to come. We're apologizing, and people have apologized in the past, and I think they're going to join. And if we get not that Kate, anybody else, feel free to ping people. I literally just, like, if I don't talk and I bring people on or whatever, I honestly would have gotten into a good conversation about the DC, and Savannah did a great react and check in for anti-MLM content. I do as a series, because, multi-potentialite who does nobody here who's neurospicy can say, "Oh my gosh, I do everything too," right? So I specifically now like not bringing kids onto the internet without them, without their permission and without their age appropriateness kind of thing. And we were actually talking, it was really cool because we had a whole bunch of ages, and I think is that you can connect with the people who are like you, who are way farther and away than you'd ever expect, right? Like that's that, yeah, there's the danger of seeing too many people, but for some of us, it's the danger of not seeing enough people. We were growing up that I was isolated from all of these things, from being with it, from being taken advantage of scams, from I live in the land of like, or I grew up in the land of horrible. Totally horrible. So, plus, if there's just anybody who wants to chat about a topic, who saw a little bit of something of mine and is like, just yammer with us about it. Or if you literally are just doing something and want someone to, what is the word? Body double, co presence, co working done. And I'm on 3. I'm going to try to switch to another stream. I'm on Facebook. Chat comes in from everybody. Feel free to place, you can say whatever you want as long as it is not, I don't care if I make money, I don't care if I'm demonetized. I'm doing it to give people a room to hang out, perennial teacher problem, right? So feel free to give any name you want. If you want to be called something, I call people by turn it into something. But if you got pronouns, if you want whatever, you are who you are today, and you are welcome here. And I will give you, I'm not wearing my shirt today, but it's almost, we're getting ready for Pride Month for taking care of kids. And I am one of I live out north of between Buffalo and Detroit. If you go the other way, instead of being in Cleveland, if you go around the lake, you'll find us, kind of thing. So yeah, we cheered for the Bills on my my uh with the $3 million watches. um During Super Bowl, I literally had like I'm live streaming it under fair use because I'm going to talk about it. And I had some people chatting with me. I literally put it on 2 channels because I'm an audio nerd, right? And so there were literally guys who said like, "Thank you for letting us. If you get it free from me," and ad has not been taken down. I'm so happy to say that my like 4 or 5 hour stream on the Super Bowl was left up as fair use. I'm also tiny, like I'm just nobody. I came off of other things. I got nobody on YouTube and Insta right now. You got to move giant things. Ever. This is a great place to hang out. So say hi, ask a question. I'm gonna get some of the things I got to get done, but I am the weirdo who can talk and do the same thing. And I am checking my levels. I'm checking show graphics and captions. Guest can control. I'm going to totally set this up for like checking a thing, Let's see what we got here. Audio is working just fine. Audio output is coming. Is that USB 2 audio? I got to check that. I have too many things. Virtual background, nah. Shortcuts, we'll work on that later. We'll put that in my thing. So yeah, was a professor of slash a million things. I'm working at home and thought it would be nice to talk to people and kind of chat with them, see if they're hanging out. And my other peeps are around, kind of thing. And if I talk to myself, that's okay. Fortunately, so please feel free to give me a topic. Like literally, I take requests of just like anything. I don't know if I invite guests. They can add channels. No, not yet. We'll do that one, but they're invited. Anybody want to come hang out? So I am responding partly to, I'll put the Lucy's great stream with Savannah on anti-MLM and the way it got there. Wow. Like, I am so glad unethical practices, the amount of smart is just nuts. Like going through fallacies, going through scams, going through like, I am just absolutely amazed by it. I can bring up my thing. Is it? Yeah, it's streaming to Instagram too. And I should get things from both. And I don't know if I can mess Instagram. That's what I'm learning. So this is helping me either way. Things work. But this stream they did 3 hours, and what they disprove, like these are online essays. They're incredible. Person looked like they were taking advantage of their kid and putting all of their journey through cancer online. And as a previous child count, let's see if I can reconnecting. Let's see if it works. I'm gonna bounce around a little today. I'm not usually this bouncy, but this is super fun. I don't mind streaming today. Why are you now? Let's go. I love this. This is actually super fun. The multi-potentialite in me. That's why I actually love DC's channel, because it just gives me like the multi-potentialite vibes. Huh. Says it's streaming to Insta, and so I will poke it and see. No worries. Thanks for popping in for a second, though. People were like, what are we doing? I like that. That's kind of cool, actually. It's nice to just have a space. Yeah, come on. Let's see if you're there. Now, main series is on where's the guest? Where's the guest? Where's the guest? Yes. How do I put you on?
Hi. Hello.
I'm gonna see.
You cut out.
How do I get both of us?
Okay, no, hi. Hello. Cool.
And then I got to make sure I can hear you. But that's probably my ear because I'm totally using the wrong earphone, you know?
Absolutely. Can you hear me now? I'm using my microphone now.
Put to my real tech debug where you're like just hanging out dumb is so useful, right? You're like, I just need Carlin.
Absolutely.
I can't in your messages, right?
Yeah. I was like, I don't know what's happening.
You're like, I can't do anything. Exactly.
Exactly. Can you hear me?
Cool. But as soon as I can hear you, I bet it's my thing. I bet it's my oh, was that it?
Can you hear me?
Plug. You know what? Sometimes it's that you're not plugged in.
Oh, am I not?
Properly? Like I'm not gonna make...
Morning,
Carlin.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you fine. And
okay,
you've
cool.
got levels on the stream too. And this is fabulous because I haven't used Restream.
Oh, we froze.
With a bunch of people yet. And I soon to a series that will be podcasting people's misdiagnosis stories and
awesome.
gaslighting and the fallacies there. And as somebody who does all the things as...
Man, it cut out.
You can already guess. It's hard because they want the internet. Does my sound cut out when I jump?
I think the video's kind of cutting out a little bit. I don't know if it's me or not, though.
No, it's probably me. One, I'm running my computer really hard. I need to get a... I have an old... but still really competent laptop that I'm gonna...
Me.
let's play Audi, ADHD, autism, hyperthymesia. I can't even say my own diagnosis.
It'd be like that.
It's not a diagnosis. You can't be diagnosed-ish, and your mom successfully was not. That's what you said on yours. And anyway, I think I've got a slight delay on this or something. If you correct me.
Quite possibly.
If I am wrong, you know?
It keeps jumping around. I have no idea if it's me or not. It keeps like...
No, the lag's mine, I'm sure. I'm gonna shut things down. Get some RAM back, get some Wi-Fi back. I got to put myself on Ethernet too for these things.
Yeah, I definitely, that's mine is on Ethernet, not my phone, but my computer.
Oh, you got yourself ears. Good. So you can listen. Your conversation about like getting into the generational and the age thing for kids and talking as...
Yeah. No, you're good. It's such more of a process than you'd think it would be.
Oh my God, I know, right? No. So in my old age, I'm not retired, but in my old age, I have... I was pseudo laid off from teaching. Who is like, I need to talk, but I also need to have conversations. Where are my grad students? Where are my people, right? And I actually go, there's more stories. Yeah, education, some education. My mom literally used to, still does.
It always cuts out when you're giving
says
information.
Everything, education is everything. Like all the other kinds of education are good. And your conversation when you got cut off at Insta was so good that even if we just catch that onto something, I'm like, I will put back for you. I will give it back.
It keeps cutting out.
Back to you, whatever you want. It was really like, oh, is young enough to, in between, you said between enough to know the bull. Like you're young enough to remember it, right? And old enough to be waking up to the adult world, that first bit where you're like, yeah, I'm married, I'm doing the thing, I'm still of adulthood.
Oh, I love
You're like, like Jello, like Jello molds.
Mhm.
You're Southern. You said you were Southern. You know some good Jello
Absolutely.
molds. I grew up in Winnipeg, north of Minnesota. So think Minnesota salad,
Minnesota salad. Half of your information keeps getting cut out.
salad?
It like jumps, and I don't know half of what you're saying. It keeps cutting out, like the
exactly,
informational parts.
It's also really good. Yeah, exactly. It's right when I say something good.
And I'm like, I know she's cooking right now, but
oh, I'm always cooking.
I don't even remember what.
And when it comes to talking, I could do this forever. Literally,
I could. So
we should anti-MLM filibuster, and then like the coup, and like just each hour come up with a topic and be like, we are filibustering as disabled people for the killing of disabled people in the U.S. right now.
Absolutely. That would,
because that's what I literally posted about. Was about, and
I
don't care if I'm fine without the monetizations. I don't. You ban me, I will spring up again.
You cannot keep me down.
So, I was talking about Jello molds. In Minnesota area, Jello salad is like molded salad with Jello, but it's the kind that has like pineapple and carrots and mini marshmallows in it.
Oh, I cut out of marshmallows, but I'm having many questions, but I also there's this like weird Southern thing that's like a peach and cherry and like some other stuff, and then cheese.
Yeah.
Cheese? Where did cheese come from?
Yeah. Should have restarted my Puda before I went on. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I'm missing like half of what you're saying, but I did.
That sucks.
There are some questionable salads in the South.
That's what I mean. You know what's salad.
Questionable salads.
Salad is salad. Sort of the uprising. It was like steam rises. So we got all the American salads. And because we were like the middle of nowhere, right? Winnipeg is dead center in the continent. It's over. If you go straight down, you go to South Dakota, North Dakota, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
I'm assuming you asked if I've been in the area, but it cut out. But I have not.
No, but you know where it is.
Yes.
Like dead.
I cut out again.
Dead Midwestern, like north.
See,
right?
Yeah, I lived in South Georgia for a while for college, and I thought that was in the middle of nowhere. But once we vacationed in the West before, and you could drive for 10 hours and hit nothing. No people, no nothing. That's empty.
No. I mean the 12-hour drives on a 2-lane road that's called a highway or an interstate. it's not. So if you go north to Winnipeg, it's about a 3-4.
Oh, I cut out again.
Depending on the wind and the stuff and the prairies, Minnesota. Yeah, like right dead. Just think North Dakota area, and Minnesota area, right? Like, but if you go north, we're Canadian. And there's 1 million people in a city. It has, but it is. You literally have to drive 12-15 hours to get to the nearest city going west, and you wouldn't come to a city without a 20.
I'm literally only getting half of everything you're saying.
I'm so glad. You know what? That's really important, because I'm glad we're talking about salad then.
Yeah.
Because, like, I need to get that.
I mean,
that working for streams
Yeah.
and stuff?
I'm wondering. I don't
I'm
know.
pretty sure it's me because I can see my computer stall too. So this is good. We're doing a test.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
doing a thing.
I
We're
could.
jumping on. We're playing.
I have, because I love the conversation we're having, so I'm sad that I'm missing like half
And
of it.
and this is the part that I think that neurospike. What I like about meeting up with people who have more similarities is that even without the age, they are.
Yeah, I'm getting
Oh,
what
I know
you're
what's
saying.
going on. Hey, check that.
Oh,
Did that change it?
it seems like it.
Yeah. Underneath, it's coming. My
Oh no, I cut out again.
audio source is coming from 2 places. That would be.
Uh-oh. Now it's cutting out more, I
So I
think.
can sound like,
Oh, you sound good though. Your sound sounds great.
No, this is this really good microphone.
I have the generic one, and I cannot make it sound good. And you can hear my usually hear my fish tank in the background. I'm sorry, kitty. I'll have to continue.
People are so worried about other sounds on their. Me. I'm like, of course you have an air conditioner.
It's so loud.
Unless it's buzzing or something like on the ears, like unless it's a true buzz, I don't care.
Like, I feel like it was doing that the other day. It was like cutting it out, like suppressing it when I stop talking, but when I start talking, you can hear it in the background because it can't quite separate. Oops, separate my voice from the sound, so I could kind of hear it when I was talking, like my second stream, I think. But maybe I sound a little better now. I can't get it as close because I have a recliner because I cannot sit in an office chair because it hurts so bad.
I'm totally gonna get this working. There you are. You're bigger.
Hi.
I'm gonna press all the buttons.
All the buttons.
And I can make you bigger. Can make me bigger. This is perfect. No.
He cut out.
What I was saying was that the important bit that I hope, like, sorry, you're hanging out with people between 15 and 56. And I go, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they don't suck.
Yeah. Hey, people of all ages, I think it's important to have conversations and friendships and stuff with people of all ages, so you just are a better, well-rounded person with more opinions and knowledge, in my opinion.
Exactly. And we've always lived intergenerationally. Like we're this. I'm going to switch over my Wi-Fi and just see.
Yeah, you said if you have Ethernet, that might help a lot.
If it's that, it's totally that. I bet it's totally.
I don't hear anything. Uh-oh. Hold on. Owie. My cat just bit me, and then she licked me like, sorry. It's like, then don't bite me. If anyone's here. Oh, hi. Okay, I guess it's me now. Hello.
Totally me. You had to stream by yourself.
Oh. Yeah, I was like, hello.
Well, you're good at it. There you go. You get some.
Thank you. Oh, you cut out again. I can't hear half what you're saying. I wonder what that is. It's lagging.
How's that? What? Yeah, no, it's my. Let's see if it's my internet. So I'm gonna Ethernet for streams. I have to.
Yeah.
I Wi-Fi for other stuff, but
you're like you're responding right after I say something, so it's not lagging, but it's cutting out completely a few things. Like it doesn't even speed up through the rest of it, so I like catch it fast or anything. It just completely cuts out parts of what you're saying. So a lot of the sentences you've said, I know the beginning and the end, but not the middle.
Oh, that's fabulous. That's
I don't
wonderful.
know why. That's why it's been so awkward. Me trying to, like, my sentences and replies have been so awkward. It's because I'm missing a lot of the information.
You know what? I think that welcome to, like, why do you think people with, like, our Audi people, as I call them, Audi drivers,
I love
why do
that.
you think I don't identify as Audi? I give it as a compliment to my peeps.
I love that. Uh-oh.
We're like, I'm the rainbow spectrum.
Yeah.
I'm like the rainbows or something, like I'm another angle. I have the other way.
Yeah.
If in four-dimensional space, right? Like
Mhm.
I'm the other way, but it's
I know what you mean.
not a line. Oh, if I can leave you on here and
Okay.
restart my pooter,
Okay.
which is nuts. But let's see. Let's
No,
see if it's
that's
just the
fine.
Wi-Fi or the computer. You go chat, you continue your conversation, and I can even give you the, like, snips if you want.
I can keep gabbing for hours, trust me, about anything and everything. So
Or you can link to it or whatever. I'm a really open, crazy. See,
okay. Hello. It is I. Yeah, I like doing this because I like trying to figure out. I think it is so helpful to have someone else helping you out with, like, what things look like and sound like and how they work. And yeah, I don't know what it looks like on the other end. I can't see if anybody's here. There's a chat box on the sign that says chat.restream.io server IP address could not be found. So I can't see anything. I don't know if anybody's here. But hi. I unplugged my ring light to plug my phone in, so that's why it's so dark. I don't know how I sound. I can see how I look. But yeah, it's really helpful to have little tests like this. I have literally like 10 YouTube videos that are just little tests that I've privated, that have been unlisted and stuff, because I was trying to figure out OBS, which you can do anything you freaking want with OBS and it's free, which is nice, but good Lord, I could not figure it out. Like, I had to, if I wanted to do the thing where it pops up your chat on the screen, I would have had to basically write code for it to work. Like, I was gonna have to program it to do it. And it wasn't a difficult process, I don't think, but I was not about to do all that. I work, so I work 10 hours a day. I I commute 2 hours a day. I don't have time for all that. I needed to be easy and straightforward and set up and everything. I don't have the spoons for that. No, ma'am. So I started using a different thing, but it's a lot easier, but I still had to set it up. I did a little live stream earlier and I saw Tori, which was cool. But yeah, I don't know how Restream works at all. I don't know. I don't even know if there's anybody here. I don't know where here is, honestly. Which kind of jumped in, which is fine. This little hair sticking out makes me want to cut my hair short again. So bad. I've been growing it out for literal years at this point because it grows so short. I mean, so short, so slowly. And I had short hair for so long, but I was like, I want long hair. So it's pretty long by now. And I like it. And I like being able to do different stuff with it. And I like all of it going up in a ponytail because I used to have a pixie cut and I will never do that again. I've had it twice and I loved having it. I loved having hair off my neck. I had it for years, but growing it out is such a pain in the ass and is so awkward. I don't think I'll ever do it again. I like having hair that I can do whatever, whenever. But we all get that urge, don't we? To just, kind of be like, you're just sitting in the mirror like, oh, wouldn't this be so cute? Especially if you see, I don't know if y'all are like this or, if anybody on here is like this, but you see like hey! I see you, I don't hear you, but you're also not moving, so I think it's frozen. But we'll get there. We'll figure this out together. You have a very contemplative look on your face. like you were pondering life and its many wonders. I don't know what it looks like for anybody else, and part of my thing is not working. If I accidentally go off, I'm very sorry.
Turn it on. Don't do that. Don't ever.
We're figuring it out.
Don't ever do that.
What's that mean?
That's so bad. Are you hearing the echo or just me now?
Yeah. Or wait. It sounds good now, I think. It's still cutting out, though.
Don't do that, Maria.
My husband's good with computer stuff. If you were in there, I would ask
I'm
him.
muted
But
and
he's
yet
doing
it's still
something. I'm not sure what he's doing.
It's totally my internet. I can actually see it go from 1 to 4.
Oh,
Wi-Fi.
I can't hear you.
Totally my Wi-Fi.
Could you possibly? Oh, are you streaming on YouTube?
This works. Yeah, we'll go to chat and we'll go, hey, Navarra! Hello. We're doing DC technical difficulties. So we're doing. It's bad. You want to jump on and say hi? It's cutting out most of what you're saying, so I'm not. Well, yeah, we know it's cutting out. It's my internet.
Are you also on YouTube?
You got to check your internet before you do this, people.
How can I find you on YouTube? Hello. Hello. Hello, friends of Maria. We just figuring stuff out. I'm gonna be real. I don't know what's going on. We're trying. We're figuring it out together. Let me see what I can do. Wondering if I can find things. Hello, total gamers. I'm not sure who you are. I'm not sure what's going on, but that probably sounds weird. This is just a test stream to try to figure out how to use Restream for Maria, Little MissDiagnosed, and I'm here, can't use a keyboard. Oh no! This is just a little test stream. We're trying to figure some stuff out. This is actually, we were having a great convo on using kids to sell. I remember what this. You sound like my younger brother-in-law. He's in high school. Using kids to sell. Gross. It's so bad. I guess it's my stream now. Just kidding. Are you spreading awareness for disability? That's what I'm thinking. I don't know though. That is, I can't add myself, but this is good. I'm figuring stuff out. Okay. That's so weird. It just like transferred to me. Lil MissDiagnosed is Maria. She's the one doing the stream, and she invited me on because we're both in the kind of like the anti-MLM space, but her channel is about more about the EDS and such. She is trying to spread awareness for all of that, and I also have EDS, so yes, in a way, yes, but we're just trying to figure out how to use the stream software right now. Total gamers. Hi, Navarra. We're not selling kids. Oh, cool. I did not do that. I think Maria did that, but it's cool that she's pulling up comments. Hold on. Technical difficulties. What is it? DC says, please hold. But I cover scams that people with disabilities get stuck into. Yes, people that with disabilities, people especially, I believe, with, and this is not Maria's stance, the person who owns this. This is just me yapping. This is my opinion. She may disagree with me, and that's perfectly fine. So do not take this as her thing. But I believe that a lot of people, especially with chronic pain, and stuff like that, we have permission to yap while I sell the stream. Thank you. Yes, that my opinions do not necessarily represent hers, but I will go ahead and give mine as someone with EDS, and as someone in the anti-MLM creator community area. As an anti-MLM content creator, y'all are gonna have to bear with me. I have ADHD, among other things. But I think it's a lot. People with disabilities definitely get targeted as far as pitching an MLM. Am I a roach? Who's why is you ignore me? I'm not trying to ignore you. I'm sorry. We're trying to figure out this stream. We're talking about using your kits to sell. Your religion will love and stand roaches. I'm going to be honest. I respect roaches. I have a different kind. No, I'm not going to say that. It's not my stream. I cannot do that. I respect roaches, but they freak me out. But as far as talking about using kids to sell, last night we watched a live stream about an MLM, a multi-level marketing representative, a contracted salesperson with a multi-level marketing company that sells makeup called Pharmacy, spelled FARMASI. We watched a stream about a woman last night that does that, and she, her son has, hello.
Keep on. Carry on.
Oh, okay. Her son has the C word, or did. I think he's in remission is what they said. But she had, there's this whole drama that went on before anything else, but her son had the C word, the cannot sir. I don't know how to censor myself well, but she was using his condition, his sickness, to sell her makeup for her multi-level marketing company. She pretty much every video she was putting up, she was talking about his journey having cancer, the C word, what he's going through, but she was making it all about her. She was she claimed to be educating, but she didn't educate about anything. And she just kind of talked about how hard it was for her, and then would also make videos of her doing her makeup with pharmacy products, and also she would even make videos advertising products and stuff in the hospital room with him behind her in a hospital bed. Disgusting.
Yeah, that's what was so gross about it. And there's not, can you hear me now?
It's fingers crossed it's not cutting out.
Yeah, that was totally my internet. And Carlin, not my upline, not my downline.
Not my downline.
Not my downline.
Not your
What's
downline.
our handles, not my downline.
Not your downline.
Was streaming this morning just as a get ready with me. And it was such a good conversation because it slipped into the multiple ages talking about what parenting or your life or your high school, just any of that stuff that sort of builds up and puts some kind of barrier into it. And I go big or go home because I want to, I'm with Primrose Permaculture. We're taking down a coup right now, but I want to gatekeep against jerks for y'all, right? I want to I call it gate bouncing. I'm going to mama for you. I'm going to mama bear for the kids who are doing great. And I love the fact that the internet can do bad things. You were talking about you were left to the wild generation of just do anything. There's no such thing as whatever. You can see anything on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
But it's perfect. It's a great age to look at, having kids that are younger than you, but coming up to it. And it's really actually nice to get an opinion of those. Here's what happened. So I think these streams are great. And I thought just you got kicked off of Insta. So I thought I would just open a stream. And if anybody wants to yap, I will literally, I don't worry about censorship. I don't worry about whatever. Be nice. Yeah, absolutely. Always, always, always. I will just delete you for not being kind, but don't worry too much about YouTube unless it's going to delete it. I'll just repost it. I'll just spawn again. I'll just spawn.
Respawn.
I am Minecraft. I'll just spawn.
I love
that. So this was, but what you were saying, that idea of that you sometimes as a mom or as an old lady, I have my opinions about values and I'll go should they be talking about this? But when someone's when there's an entire stream of people between the age of 20 and 60 going this is putting your kid on camera, I go, there we go. And that was so consent and boundaries is not a fad. It's not a lifestyle. It is literally the only one. And it is being taken away so hard and so fast right now. There's this game afoot. And I kind of go, there's a lot of people that don't want to cross the divide in politics, but as a Canadian who doesn't care unless except if you have values, and I go, you accept people, you're on my stream, right? And Carlin saying yeah, you weren't connecting it to DEI, but it is. It's I'm home with a diagnosis, I'm trying to go to college, but why should you feel alone going to college with a disability when I did it before, when I'm doing it right now again? We're so stuck. Disability is especially isolating. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah. So tell more about the cancer thing. Like, because I was there for the stream, but I really loved your view on it. And you were really self-effacing, saying, like, I'm the ditz who doesn't know anything. I'm like, I think that means you're the smart person who doesn't know everything. And therefore you're like, because you're still learning, as opposed to people who are like, I know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Yeah. I know exactly where you're coming from. And like, I think the people usually that are like, I don't know anything, or the people that know more than the people that are like, I know everything. I agree with you so much. And that's such a good way to put it. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. My husband just asked for me. Give me like one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You talk to your grandpa. I live in a multi-generational household, and I think Carlin does as well. And multi-generations are just normal. Like, and especially, I mean, there's different housing and different prices, but you used to spend 10% of your income on housing, and now you spend like what, 100% of your disposable income on rent. Like, you're like, I can't save up, and
Yes, when we were living, that was just my husband who was just asking if I was hungry, and I'm not, so I'm good. But we do live with my father-in-law with his dad. But what was I gonna say? Oh my god, it was there and now it's gone.
Thanks, Total Gamers. Even if you're just here like by accident going, I'm clicking on lives. We're talking about this, but I actually go on. No, we don't know each other, Navarra. I just thought, like, I wondered if you were on a stream, and it just sounds, maybe it's just really close to somebody else's name. But if so, you're welcome no matter what. Like, I love teenagers. Everyone hates having teenagers. I love teenagers. I think they're the best thing ever. And we were talking badly about like Jello adulthood when you're a young adult, and it's like a Jello mold, and those salads from different places, the Minnesota salad that has like mini marshmallows in it. And okay, so I'm thinking of somebody else. I can't see people's avatars when I'm on this restreaming. Like, I can't see your pic. So it may have been somebody I thought was an anti-MLM like chatter. But really great to have you anyways. Like, and Total Gamer, thanks for just being a good guys and coming out and like, just hang for a few minutes, say hello to people. Like, I'm literally just trying to do the connection to people and go, we're talking about some heavy stuff, but I think YouTube and Insta could be great, except that like people have to record these things. I'm like, what if I just opened a room? And I'm a teacher, like I'm a high school teacher. I've been to college. I'm like, where's the library room where people continue to talk about it? And love the streams, like the ones who are getting into it, DC and Savannah, like 3 hours of just fantastic, because it was an essay proving that this woman had said, no, do people do that? Do they take advantage of their kids? And it was that kind of cognitive dissonance between being the mean girl who thinks they're doing it. I'm actually really sure from her language that she thought she was doing it like, I'm just getting on here live and showing my hardships and stuff. And then like, but I mean, wherever you came from, whether you're a gaming channel, whether you are like, don't people have that like upsell? Like, my 12-year-old knows about the stupid upsell. I'm just sharing my heart, but I'd feel better if you bought these pants.
Yeah,
she doesn't say that, but
that's almost what she said. I feel that's so funny. I feel a little bit better if you,
like I could, like they're only $8.
Yeah, like don't you? I see that so much especially with like reps that are like small time, nothing, like not nothing, but like they don't have a following or anything, because these uplines will sit here and be like, you don't need a following, and then they're sitting here with their small following begging them, just like, hey, I really want to reach this goal, and I need to, I've seen people be like, I need to feed my kids this week, and it would really help if you bought this. It's like, why don't I just send you the money? Like, why do we have to sell a product for another company? You'd get more money back if I just literally let you borrow some money. If you need to feed your children, then I will absolutely cash up you whatever I can. I'm not rolling in it, but like, you will get way more money if I just give it to you than if I bought your multi-level marketing company product that benefits barely benefits you and benefits your upline and the company 10 times more than it'll ever benefit you, and keeps this pyramid scheme, in my opinion, allegedly running.
Allegedly. Yeah, no. I'm way more worried about the suing and the stupid suing. But at the same time, I'm kind of with Cece Suarez, right? Like I'm sort of in that camp, being even older and more. There's like an old movie where the young kids in a hot like racing car, they pull into a spot and go, we're younger and faster. And then the old ladies literally push their car out of the parking spot into traffic and go, we're old, have more insurance. And I feel like that, right? Like I'm here going, yeah, Navarra says, well, thanks for saying your age. Like, you know, be safe on the internet, child, but like, right, keep your stuff off except for your handle and maybe your age, but like don't talk to assholes. And you're old enough to hear the word, because if you're getting yelled things on the street, you've heard that word and you've heard it from not nice people. I like to say that I don't like to say it, but I was bullied, not in school, luckily, and not from my parents, luckily. I had a safe space, but I grew up in a horrible city, horrible city, that adults bullied me. And those adults were like people on the street, and I was racialized. And I go, seriously, what? You know, like Black Lives Matter, Brown Lives Matter. I'm like, I am, oh, check it out, I'm so brown. And I go, yeah, but people who hate don't even care. And if I don't have it's in the back now, but if I braid my hair, I'll show you some pictures of me as a little tanned kid with braids. Guess what I looked like? What is lower than being Black or brown in our society? Being Native, being Indigenous, being a Native American, being, you know, what the words are. We're using just Indigenous now in Canada to kind of go, all the peoples, right? There were peoples here. And I go, whether or not I even am. I heard stuff on the street, Navarra, that was like, I literally, at the age of 8, had the C word thrown at me.
Oh 8. My God.
And I mean, yes, I was tall. Yeah, I'm a slut. But even if they thought I was 12, like, and then I was called the S word, and not the S word you're thinking of. Because it's like the N word, but it isn't even out there in culture. SQUAW.
I've never even heard that.
And yeah, no, and it's one of those things that if you have an Indigenous background, or if you present as one or whatever, it is like the N word combined with like the C word for women, and then just like chuck them in the garbage. And I grew up where there was literal murder of Indigenous, right? Do you know red dresses? That vibe of like the lost Indigenous. And the other one I talk about for bullying is, do you know, some people have heard of the Elton John song, Wyoming? And it's like Matthew Shepard tied to, or you've heard of the story, tied to a fence in the middle of winter and shot and left to bleed to death because he was gay.
No, I have not.
Who? Oh, and people, like, it's ancient history now, right? Nope. He was in the same class. Like, he's my age. He's 3 weeks older than me. And I mean, I'm old, Navarra. I'm old. I embrace my old. I'm super old. But like, you can tell I'm not 80, right? You can tell I'm not like, you know, 80 to 90, right? Like I'm somewhere in the oldness that is, you know, when you're 10 to 30, you're like, you're old, right? Like you're one of those people. I totally get it. Like I happen to be, my kids like to say I'm so uncool that I sort of wrap around to cool again because I don't try to be super cool.
That's the secret.
Yeah, I know that I can't use the Instagrams as well as everybody else. So yeah, no, so this whole like being mean to kids is my number one. No.
Absolutely.
And I do a lot about like parenting and stuff on my previous podcasts. Like I'm living, all lives matter as long as we're first talking about the lives that are being not mattering, right? Like when some people I think you're using it in the good way. Some people say all lives matter, like my life matters too, in a mean girl way, right? Like, oh, you know, the bully says, well, I matter too. And that's why they were being mean to me. I'm like, nah.
It's like you're not the one being oppressed.
All lives matter means first I came up with a phrase that I keep using, which is, for, you know, DEI, all lives, whatever it is it's not about people getting things they shouldn't get. It's about them getting things they hadn't got. It's just evening it up. It's just starting, like, it's just giving people a little bit, right? Like, if you were late to class, you want to catch up, right? Someone should hand you notes or tell you what's going on. That's it. It's not that people want to be given uneven things. It's that it is uneven. And so those lives don't matter. They don't. They manifestly don't. And right now there's big stuff happening. So yeah, go back to just to sort of say, you know, who we got hanging here, because someone found us. Because we were just like, let's check the software.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm glad we've got it figured out. Hi, Kitty. Okay. She's tweaking. I'm glad we got it figured out. I was going to say real quick, it's like equality versus equity. Like you can claim equality, but equality is not going to get somebody necessarily the same place if they're systematically oppressed. Like, you can say, oh, well, you have a box, you know, it's that thing where they're watching a baseball game or whatever. Sorry, I dropped my keyboard. Like, they're watching a baseball game, and, you know, the tall guy has a box that's the same height, and then the kid has a box that's the same height, and the baby does. Okay, well, or like, you know, toddler can't see, kid can barely see, the adult can see just fine. But equity would be the guy standing on the ground, the kid has one box, and the smaller kid has 2 boxes. So everybody has an equal way to watch the game. It's the same, like, you can say, oh, everybody has, a lot of people like to use that, everybody has the same opportunity as everybody else. It's like, not if you're systematically oppressed.
Yeah, because that's accommodation, right? And then my favorite one, they keep adding to it. And my favorite one, go look for it. I'm going to see if I can find it and post. I don't know how to put a picture up, so you're testing me. Because I have that one, and I have the one that has all 4, and I need my assets.
I think I have the one that you're talking about.
Yeah, that what it has is like the fences are gone.
Justice or liberation.
Or the fences are see-through.
Yeah.
Meaning, like, anybody can actually access it. Yeah, you have Navarra at 12 gets it, that that's the golden rule. In every single religion, and in every single non-religion, and in every single ethical stream, I know what it feels like when I hurt. And I know what happened to me. I love that you fuzzed out because of a cat.
Right? Yes, she's going absolutely insane.
Zoomies, yeah, absolutely. Zoomies on this channel are allowed, because all of the neurotypes are allowed. Like, I literally, I have a 12-year-old. I have a, I can't remember, 16, almost 18, and 21. I told you I was old. But my kids are special needs. My oldest is on the spectrum. Really, like, firmly appears to be on the spectrum, like, bounces around looking at, like, it not outy or not like quote unquote, right? Like, I don't think they're different. I just think it's presentation, right? He doesn't, he just bounces. He looks like quote unquote, right? Like autism, versus those that mask or look different, present different. And I go, so he kind of seems younger sometimes. So I like live in different ages. And as a teacher, I live in different ages. And I've also, as somebody with a disability, I've always lived in different ages. And I actually think, like, that's, most of the kids are smarter than the adults. And that I hope a lot of them, I hope that the few of us adults who are starting to stand up and kind of stand between, and instead of, like, that's what I call gate bouncing. Instead of like, oh, I'm now the VP, or I'm now the professor. Like, you listen to me now, and like, they gave me power the same way they had power. Like, oh, good, give me your scraps, give me your downline. And that's why I talk about downlines and MLM and bullet, because it's literally the same. Like, that's just hierarchical patriarchy. Like, MLMs are patriarchy, even if they're all women.
You need to make a t-shirt with that on it. MLMs are patriarchy. That would be such a good t-shirt.
And I mean, I even fell for an MLM too. I'm a smart, educated lady, didn't know it was one. No one talks about it because it's just cloths and it's not quite as insidious. And I don't think they have meaningness, but all the stuff behind the scenes, Norwex is the same. And I love my Norwex stuff. Dang it, I do. And yet I go, ooh. And like the huge grouping of people, what was it? What is that huge mean girl that started their own? They tried to have like the house, they literally had a TV show that was like Big Brother hanging out in the house. Like, oh yeah, we got a house now and we're like talking for the weekend.
WFAB. WFAB?
Yeah, what does it stand for? Do you remember?
Work from anywhere, boss builders.
Oh, boss babes, because they're boys now.
Yeah, it had been boss babes, then they had men join their downline, so they had to change it to boss builders. Men can be babes.
Those guys sounded like 12-year-old boys to me, like everything they say. And then I was like, there's somebody else's problem. I'm like, oh my God, the Americans, because we get so much American news, right? Because all of us Canadians, 98% of us are amassed at the border with guns. Yeah, no. Oh no, it can cause a lot. Yeah. I thought it was somewhere else. I did the same thing. I actually fell for it, and I'll say that I did the not in my backyard because it's not in my backyard. They're from Toronto. They're Canadian. And then it got real because I was like, oh no. And they're younger than I am, but like only enough that it's like, well, they'd been in high school when I was senior, I'm like, it was close enough that I'm like, no, these are my mean girls. That's not allowed. No.
Right. I feel like a lot of anti-MLM creators, especially female anti-MLM creators or AFAB, or no, not AFAB, but well, yes, AFAB. Yeah. Grew up AFAB.
Just
definitely,
female presenting.
Yes, have had that experience of the mean girls. Like I was in a group, I was bullied a lot when I was younger because I was in a group of mean girls. I was in the friend group, but I was the one that was like, oh, we need you to make fun of. We need somebody to make fun of. We need somebody to single out. So that's you. And that was
like, I'm sort of in. Yeah. And you're trying to figure it out because you're like, it's not like you asked to be bullied, but neither did you ask to be cool, but you're just trying, right?
Yes. Oh yeah. And you have no idea what you're doing wrong, but you're like, oh, they're my friends, so they love me, even though they make fun of me.
The same way I do.
Yeah. Like you just, I think there's some kind of really niche pipeline of like being bullied by the mean girls to making anti-MLM content.
How do I add sparkles on this thing? Somebody help me find sparkles. Can I put sparkles on it? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I gotta figure out some like of the more fun features,
I know you could do a virtual background.
No, I literally need to like figure out how to overlay like sparkles and stuff. That'll be next. But there you go, sparkles. Sparkles.
We'll add our own.
Nailed it on the head. Absolutely. Like, oh yeah, the things that cause, someone feeling SI, ideations, right? That's just an end of an anxiety usually. And when I was taught as a counselor, I was taught that SI was usually depression, right? Like you get sad and then you start to go, I don't know how I can fix this. And then you go, I hurting myself, it's not work. Like I'm the one who should take it on. Right. And then you're like, and you wake up and you have really depressive moments. Now we're learning actually that most SI is actually, like ideation stuff is like anxiety. I am meeting so many people who aren't going like, oh, I want to be gone. They go, I wake up in the middle of the night so panicked and so freaked out that I have no other choice but to leave or whatever. Like it's stuck in my head. It's going around so often. Well, I wasn't taught that. I wasn't taught that as someone who was trained as an SI counselor. I was not taught that. And it can cause, it was so good to see you, Navarra. I'm glad you hung out with some good people. I hope we're good. We're trying to be. And I'm glad that the kid just had a Saturday morning wherever you are. And you just like hopped on and said, yeah, you pick and choose, you be picky and you do not talk to anybody who sucks.
Yes. Be careful in the internet. Be safe.
Find the good people.
Absolutely find good people.
Mr. Rogers? No, Mr.
Yeah, I think so.
It's like, find the helpers. It's not that the internet sucks. It's that people suck when you see too many of them.
Yes, absolutely.
But they're the good people.
There are so many good people. Just look for those people. Find those good people.
Be picky. Just go, no.
Absolutely.
You're the important one. You're the one with empathy.
Oh, I've been 12 once. I know how it feels to be 12. That's some of the hardest times when you're younger, because you feel like you don't know anything, but you feel like you know everything at the same time. It's kind of like when you turn 18, you think you're an adult, and you're definitely not. By the time you get to be like 20 something, you're like, oh no, I'm not an adult at all.
Well, I think 12-year-olds are getting they're getting all the big picture stuff. But they don't yet have like all the details to keep themselves safe. But no, they do. They get the big picture. They're like, oh, I'm starting to see that there's people out there running government, or I see that, like, you don't know all the things in it, but like when I talk to smart 12-year-olds, they're like, yeah, those people who take care of stuff, like, they're supposed to be the people doing the paperwork and taking care of us, but now they're making bad choices. I'm like,
that is so freaking intelligent and so impressive, because when I was 12, I was on the internet, like, seeing things I shouldn't, and like going on Instagram and just posting whatever and making 15 different accounts to post stuff about me playing Minecraft or whatever. Like I didn't know what was going on in the world. I knew what my parents thought and their opinion. I would parrot that. And that was it. No thinking about anything at that age.
That's because you're trying.
Yeah.
You're trying. Absolutely.
And I didn't.
I'm going to thread my thing. I'm going for the new caster. This is my old actual, like, hidden one. I got to paint it behind my hair. Now I'm doing real podcasts soon, as the interviewer. So I'm working on my prettiness. Not that it matters, but you know what I mean.
Oh, no, I definitely.
I love when people just make a mess, actually.
Oh, yeah. You should see my desk right now. If you like
I meant talking on the internet, but we give you live desks. We'll just do live desks, make people feel better. I do that with my students, actually. I literally go live with my desks so they can see how bad it is.
That's awesome. That would make me feel great. Oh, I grew up thinking that, I think maybe this generation that's growing up right now is growing up knowing that adults don't have it. Yes. I did not even realize until like a couple years ago, pretty much, that, grown-ups are just
we just got here
older. Like, yeah, like it's
the same way you got to 25 or whatever, 25, right? Like each time you got there, you're like, oh, I'm 18. Yeah, I'm really different than I was at 14. Oh my God, I just turned 20. Yeah, even the 17-year-olds are looking way different now.
Yes.
We just do the same. You just keep, that's the big secret to life. Yeah, you keep those things, but you just keeps happening. You're like, oh crap. And my favorite story of that one actually is when I was first had a babe and I was first body feeding, right? Like, you straight out of the tap, practicing that and figuring it out and going, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. And I had to go, I visited great grandma. Great grandma was like 94. She lived to 105. Great grandma, I'm like, I have to nurse in front of her. I wonder what she'll think of breastfeeding a baby. I don't know. This is stressful, but it's good, and I'm gonna just do it. And I don't know what do old people think, because when you go to the mall, people are so mean. Like, you shouldn't be taking out your boob. And I go, I'm in front. I'm literally doing this, and I'm in front of a Victoria's Secret. I always nursed in front of the I literally took a chair from like the food court and went over to and moved it to the Victoria's Secret and sat in front of it. So that cartoon, grandma was there, and I said, oh, I'm gonna go nurse the babe on your couch, whatever. I kind of got up politely and went over there and sat down in the middle of the couch, and then found the arm or whatever. And it was just like a round, like dinette. And then you get up, you go around the thing into the little, a little war bungalow. It's got a half a wall there from the front hall. You know, I mean, you've had those little houses that are
Yeah.
all the bedrooms at the back in a line, and then it's just a row.
Yeah.
Little box of 6 things, right? And she promptly came over, plopped herself on the couch next to me, but like thigh cheek to thigh cheek, and went, always so good to see the young people nursing again. You know, it's just, I'm not saying there's not difficulties, but like this whole making it like it's not normal and you got to try it and you got to learn it. But like you try, it's, and it goes bad like anything else. Like your hands don't work. She goes, you get arthritis, like then you get help for it. Like, but it's not like you chop your hands off. You don't say that not having hands isn't normal. You get some help. And she goes on and on. Then she like starts tickling his toes and goes, oh, I'm sorry. Is he too young? Like, does he know? Oh no. Oh, I'm not distracting him. Is he at that age yet? Where, when I had my 4, she just goes on.
Yeah.
And it hit me. And I went, and then she said it. It's so, when I had my 4th, the younger mothers all got up about this 4-hour bottle feeding, don't put the baby. And all of a sudden what we were doing was wrong because we just, fed the baby the next time. And if we needed help, we asked and stuff. She goes, it all became a system. And she's talking about 70-year-olds.
Yeah.
She's wait a minute. I'm like doing math. I'm like at the time, right? Like I'm 27 or whatever. And I'm like, first kid going, that calculation.
Yeah, the lady.
Math is coming out of your brain. I'm like, great grandma, did you just diss boomers?
I know. Oh my
God. Boomer. I'm like 9. She's like almost 100. And she goes, okay, boomer.
I love that.
And that was like, it wasn't cool yet. Like, okay, boomer, that really is an old one, right? But like, that was getting, I think that was in the, like, that sort of like, boomer was in, it hadn't, and then it kind of peaked and now it's an old thing, right? But like, it's still there. Like, I'm old enough, I can use all the things. I just use all of I stand using all internet lingo.
I pull from any decade, any year, any trend.
Screw it.
It doesn't matter. If it fits the bill, it fits the bill. But it's like a cycle of like,
oh, it is.
You know what's interesting? I watched a YouTube video. This is kind of on topic and kind of off topic, but it has something to do with the gender. It has something to do with the generational thing. This is so much fun. I love gabbing. I saw a video. It was about like how body positivity was a huge thing in like the mid 2010s. For a couple of years, body positivity was huge. We love every size. Every size is beautiful. It doesn't matter. Blah blah blah. Not blah blah blah. It was very important and very
blah blah blah. All the stuff,
etc. Etc. is probably the better word. But like. That was a big thing, and then now it's like we're going back, like body positivity isn't really a thing anymore.
Well, because it was too positive. You shouldn't like be super positive about the fact that you're obese and sick.
Yeah, you shouldn't be encouraging it.
We ain't. I am not. But that doesn't mean I should hate myself. And so we swing. It's this pendulum, and we stop it.
Yes, and it doesn't, it never settles anywhere. It is just okay.
Smacks.
We love all sizes. If you're not skinny, go away. Like back and forth. It's like I didn't even notice. It's so subtle that you don't notice. But being skinny is so like you don't see body positivity anywhere anymore. It's like it's almost gotten worse since then to me. I know that it like. You only see one type of person anymore. Like it was super, diverse. We love all.
Unless you're on the right brands, it's kind of swinging back the other way. And it's like, oh, well, that's just for the special fat people brands.
Yeah. And it's like, we're not, and it's like separating everything. It's like, and like, the thing to me about it is the fact that it's so subtle that I didn't even notice until somebody pointed it out in a video. It's like, oh yeah, we're like, social media, if you said anything that was like, you know, saying anything about, oh, you shouldn't encourage obesity or whatever, people would be like, we're not. Like, they would jump on and be like, we're not. We're saying that everybody deserves to not be ashamed of their own body. Yes, everyone deserves to live in their own body and not hate it. And because 1, shame is a horrible motivator, and 2, guilt is also a horrible motivator, and it's not the healthy way to learn anything or do anything, because you'll have to go back and learn it with compassion and self-love anyway. So I lost my train of thought, but
it ended on a high.
Yeah,
it ended on a high. Like, the swing is not body positivity meant I'm not ashamed, I'm not guilty. You hit it on the head. Shame, rather than like, I love myself. I am aware that I am fat. Thank you very much. I'm aware that you think I'm ugly for it. Not you. Use all,
Yes.
like, I'm aware that
Use
the culture
guys.
thinks, use guys. I'm aware that you think I chose it and didn't spend 3 months in bed. I've lost 100 pounds 4 times. Guess what? It's fucking back. Guess why? Because I'm
how it is.
sick. And yes, there are most EDSers, most either downloads are skinny sick. It's like a vibe. But like, just like people who are diabetic, some people have all high blood sugar, some people got all low blood sugar. Some of us EDS people don't get diagnosed because we fat sick. We high blood pressure sick. And I go, those are just opposites, people. I literally did, so the two videos I got up so far, my long form, whole essays are Hanlon's razor and Occam's razor. Things, and usually restated as, my mic keeps dropping, I gotta reweight it. Usually phrased as, Occam's razor is usually phrased as the simplest explanation is usually the correct one. And razors here mean ways to decide things, like slicers. They're like, that's why it's called, the mathematical term for a razor is like ways to slice and dice, like way to, decide, like put into piles, like cut in half. So like I think, it's a sort, but like not a complicated sort, just like a slicer, like into one, like they're like veggie slicers, like we're just getting them into chunks. Just to get the things, it's a, quick way to, see if it's crap or not, right? They're the opposite. They're kind of like almost the opposite of fallacies. Fallacies are the things that people say that are wrong. Razors are the way to figure out that they're wrong. They're the tool.
Yeah, like a tool. Yeah,
they're the cut across the fallacy, right? And Occam's razor, really super important, because it's said wrong. It's literally said wrong. Do you hear, like, what's the one? The proof is in the pudding? No, it ain't. Do you know what the original phrase is? The proof of the pudding is in the eating. There isn't a proof in the pudding. It's about whether it tastes good means it's provable. Like, is it like it's in doing it, And then that same thing. Maybe as a multi-potentialite, do you get this one? Jack of all trades, master of none. Do you know what the phrase actually is?
Oh, give me 2 seconds. Let me see if I can.
Jack of all trade, master of none, but knower of all.
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
Master of none, correct.
Yes.
But that, they just mean you don't master. I call it 89%ers, but that doesn't mean you don't master everything. You just don't master it. You're not like there, but that doesn't mean you just blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, that you have nothing.
I was concert master as a clarinetter.
Ooh.
I was top, like I shared valedictorian. I had my plays published and shown on adult stages as a child. I won poetry competitions. I am a brown noser. If there is a brown noser, is a brown noser. I am the little girl who learned to mask with my neurodiversities by being perfect.
Oh, absolutely.
Guess what it got me?
Did you see, this is kind of derailing a little bit. Did you see my post where I was like, did you guys, anybody else that was like late diagnosed autistic ADHD. Did you think that you were good at socializing because you figured out the exact formula of how to talk to people and how to mirror people and their their speech patterns? It's like, ma'am, that's the most autistic thing to say ever. That doesn't mean you're good at socializing. That means you're autistic.
Did you notice that you're doing it from rote? Did
Yeah.
you notice that you can analyze it? And isn't that impressive? Isn't that a superpower?
To be running a whole ass like software program to be like analyzing and just like
I literally call it triple work. So I'm taking all my long form and I'm going to switch them into like I've got them shorted to like 1 to 5 minutes, you know, so that they go out, but I'm going to try to put out like 10 minutes that are the things I said that were interesting that like make their own topic. Cause
I love that.
Because you're going to harness your superpower, forgetting what you were saying. The trick is to remember what you were saying, come back to it, and then it's not off topic. It's just
Circling back.
it's a thing that proves the thing. And so my neuro spicy that I didn't learn because it was gaslit until I was old. And then I finally stood up and went, I'm pretty sure I'm smarter than you and I'm correct. And that's hard to do because you're not supposed to be smart in our culture. You're like, you know, if you're smart, why are we not allowed to know? We're smart about smart. Like, why are we not allowed to be smart about knowing we're smart?
Yeah.
But, and I'm not saying like not being a jackass, there's a difference, right? But like knowing I'm good at, I remember things well. So like I was gaslit about and I still am in medical community. Like literally there's a hospital that thinks that I have psychiatric problems and not physical ones because I can't get that diagnosis. Like they keep finding old diagnoses and pulling them up. I was actually abused in the emergency room. I was literally told if you yell again, because she actually broke my collarbone, she did one of those chest pushes and she dislocated the cartilage. And I went, that hurts. And you know what? You yell at me in an ER because I swore and there's kids around. Like I would do it too. Like it's not about being loud or pushy, right? Like if she had gone, you shut your mouth. You do not swear in my ER. I would go, well, she ain't nice. But she's doing it for toddlers. She said, no, she literally said, if you swear again in my ER, I will tie you to this wheelchair and leave you outside in the snow at the curb. And I went,
oh my God,
you just threatened death to an Indigenous presenting woman. Like,
absolutely.
I grew up where people were left to die after being like bodily assaulted and then left at the river in freezing water in lower than the 15-degree weather I'm in right now. We're talking like in, the negative Fahrenheit.
Like, ma'am, you do not realize the layers of what you just said. You do not realize, or maybe you do, and you're just evil, and you should not work.
Which one would you like to pick? Exactly.
Yeah,
would you like to be?
This is the story I made up about this. I like that DC says that because, like, that. But even just because it's the story I made up about it does not necessarily mean there's not truth to it. It's just what I'm thinking. I'm not going to say it's true, but. I mean,
I'm just pulling pieces of things from the world and editing them into a view that says someone could see it this way. Yeah, Occam's razor is actually, see, that's the difference between, like, this is the ADHD. I just go back to my topic. See, we went out, we went back, we're back. See?
I need to learn how to do that.
It's always been my skill. That's why I became a teacher, because I can remember the list, of tangents. Like I just go, woo, and here they circle and see what you said there was about this and what you said there was.
I do that when I'm more cognitively.
Oh yeah, dude, it's Saturday morning. You just taken your and I'm like, you're like, I'm trying to put on some new makeup while talking to people. Like, yeah.
It took me an hour to do like 2 things, and I don't think I said a complete sentence like one time.
Because you were state switching. So I think of ADHD as like there's 4 dominant things in the diagnosis. Autism has 7. And then those old-fashioned equalizers, we still use the kind of like equalize, like putting the bass up, putting treble up.
Yeah.
But like you've seen soundboards. You see it in a video, like on whatever, where they're like doing the thing, they're mixing all of the stuff, right? Big mixing boards.
Like a DJ.
Yeah, like a DJ board.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I go, autism and ADHD, like the 4 settings for ADHD, it's not that they're set like always like this. It's that they're set in a range where it's like there's this much between here. This is different enough. And this one is either all the way down or all the way up. So you need kind of like an algorithm to go, like, these have to be, 10 apart, normal people, neurotypical, they're usually only 10, but if they're 20, we get suspicious. And then if this one's really low, we get suspicious. And then this one could be either way. If it's in the middle, then we think about other things. We wonder, but like, right? So in 7, it's 7 for autism, and then they overlap. Outiness is sort of overlap in 2, especially in 2 dominant ones. DSM-5, there you go. I drop a DSM-5 on you because I studied this stuff. Yes, you shouldn't diagnose yourself from Google searches, but Sir Doctor, you should also figure out that the person who says that they researched their illness has been on PubMed for 30 years.
That part.
I mean,
I'm not even 30,
got a PhD. Working on it. I got my master's in this stuff. Like I went back, I'm going back and doing the PhD in ableism, literally in ableism, because of this. Because of this, like you underestimate people who are working with disabilities and assuming they're lazy or inefficient. So Occam's razor, phrased correctly, has 3 parts. That's why it gets dropped. The simplest explanation is usually the correct one if it fits all the facts.
Very true.
A simplistic and incorrect solution will actually become too complicated if you shove it into the space. Oh, you're faking it. Now there's side effects of medication. Now there's side effects. Now they still hurt this way, or now they're having fluctuation, or they work, you work great in high school for the first month of the class and you're getting 99, and then you tap out and fail the course. Or you're really intelligent talkbacks to the doctor. Oh, it's like nobody's experienced this. Is like my best friend who's my age, literally same age, was like, I didn't go on to, like, he got 51 in math and everything and tech and whatever in high school, and then like never went on to college. And I'm like, that's because they didn't give you weren't the noser who got 100. And then you couldn't stand the people in whatever because the facts didn't fit. There was no space for you. You were the ADHD kid. Oh, guess what? His kids have. And I'm like, he's the classic, like, drinks too much coffee. He's medicating himself.
Yes.
He can drink, like everything. Like, dude, stop being so mean. I love education. So that was what I was saying. My mom's phrase and my phrase for my stuff is, yes, education is the most important, but never forget, everything's an education.
Yes. Oh, that's
education isn't, and Mark Twain said it best, never let your schooling get in the way of your education.
Oh, I love that.
That's me to my heart. People ask me, are you an unschooler? Are you a deschooler? Are you a whatever? I'm like, I've literally, because of my 4 kids, special needs, I've been all of them. Private, alternate, Montessori, different things, on campus at a university for the preschool that had like special needs. To like, this is the year with COVID. I don't care if you learn anything, you're not even homeschooling. But that's not unschooling or deschooling. That's unschooling and deschooling. Like the real thing where you're going like, we're going to read, we're going to talk, we're going to do, and we're just going to lay it down for a little while. And we're going to learn what you got to get through. And then we're going to figure it out. Like, that's not the same thing as like, you're going to clean my car.
Oh, Kelsey. Ray.
And there's nothing wrong with cleaning the car in and of itself. But when you present it as the first thing and the best thing, that's how.
Yeah.
Who's here?
Danielle.
Miss H. Oh my God, you found me.
My Zelda
where are people
hyperfixation buddy. I have no idea. I don't even know how any of this works. I'm gonna be for real. I don't know if this is on Instagram. I don't know if this is on
YouTube. Is.
Oh,
we're live to Instagram and YouTube at the same time. And I have a chat from both of them, though my Instagram chat doesn't seem to be hooked up. I got to figure it out. And it'll go to mine. And honest to gosh, if you want a cut, I have an auto cutter that can take your stuff. You can have the whole stream if you want. Like house rules. I bet Danielle knows, if you've been on DC, I get moderated all the time, but like in the nice way, in the like loud, energetic kid moderate, like ladies and germs and non-binary pals, you are talking about something else. And I'm like, thank you. Right, we are. As like the like that kid who's like in class. I'm that kid going, like, yeah, no, we're talking about the thing. Oh, sorry, we're talking, like I
absolutely agree. Like, so, let's like
bring it back.
Reel it in. Absolutely, that is me. I'm looking at your Instagram and I don't see it. Am I just looking in the wrong place?
It says it's live streaming, but that's what I'm sort of checking too. I'm kind of, every once in a while I'm chatting, and then in order to shut up, unable to connect, it turned it off. Let's see if I can toggle back. It did, and then it didn't. It lost it.
I see people from YouTube, but that's all I see is people from YouTube chatting. And I don't see it
streaming. It might unable to connect. It may have died with all of that mess and not be on Insta, but I happily. So my house rules though are like, it's totally 100 super, super, super respectable when you run a larger place and you're the admin and the voice to say, not in my house, right? Like this is the same as going over and taking off your shoes and sitting in someone's living room and having a chat with them, right? Or close to it, right? I'm at your dinner party, DC. If you don't want me talking about chatter to another stream, absolutely, because you don't know if it's some arsehole who's like gonna take everybody and go sell them stuff, right? Like you're in a bigger fishbowl. Like it's the difference between like we're having sandwiches and like peaches and jello salad, right? Church
with the cheese,
salad, cheese, shredded cheese from Kroger, right?
Just put on there for fun.
And it's got to be like the cheese, like the little fine cheese with like that's powdered, like the Kroger house brand, right?
The ones that doesn't melt very well. I know exactly what you're talking
about. My person, literally, like the Minnesota salad is his least favorite salad of all time, and it's Jello with shredded carrots. Man hates carrots because he was made to eat boiled ones as babe, as a kid. Like, and finish your plate, right, by his babysitter or whoever, right? And then it's always little mandarins, little canned tangerine orangey slices that are like just the orange, like the little baby oranges, Christmas oranges. Sick of the snow. Danielle. She just went right for the heart. I'm sorry, I need to stop because I've been stabbed in the chest. I thought I was talking about salad, right? But we're sitting here, and so the house rules are like, hi, like, hey Dan, hey, hey Car, we're hanging around, we're having lunch, like you can swear, you can take my stream, you can do whatever, right? And then rules for like having a dinner party with 70
are different.
Like show up and you're not going to yammer the same way, right? So but one of the things I really actually would like to have a home for, I think that they should do it exactly the way they're doing it because I've seen the crap they've dealt with, right? I think that we should have in slightly adjacent safe space. So I like to call it like I'm the breakout room of the anti-MLM world.
I like that.
Like here's breakout room, like come here and chat, get it out. Don't care about if I get X'd on any platform, who cares? I will spawn again. I will Minecraft. What's the one? Which game is it that you sort of like bounce? Is it one of the Robloxes or something? There's some game that I cannot remember that when you spawn in, you kind of go doing.
Probably is Roblox. I've never played Roblox, but
me neither. I just remember it. Like it's kind of like Animal Crossing cute,
Oh, maybe. Nope. I lost it. I don't know.
No worries. If it comes back, you come back. So Hanlon's Razors, the other one, usually said as, she said blanking on the phrase. We're talking about razors just a little bit. Right. The mental shortcut or the way of doing things. Never attribute to malfeasance, that which is adequately explained by stupidity.
Absolutely. Sorry, my
Which,
husband.
oh no, hey hub.
Yeah, hi. She said hi.
Hello.
That's Jake. Yeah, I asked him to turn my light back on because it's been dark, and he
Yeah, I got to get
moved
mine
his
up
camera.
actually. It's still upstairs in my closet.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, never.
The simple way of saying that is never attribute to evil what you can chalk up as dumb.
Oh, I love that.
You know?
I think the one that I'm familiar with is like in the middle of the smart words and the easy words. It was like never attribute malice to something that can be explained with ignorance or something like that.
Yeah, it's all the same thing. You find your favorite words for it, and I like to say, I'm like, just they figure out. Yeah, evil can be there, but I like to. It's the old,
Don't start there.
Don't think that they're paranoid when they're not. But if they're really out to get, it's not paranoia. If they're really out to get you, you got to look for like when it's really true. Am I sick of the snow? Miss Etch says. Daniel says we made everybody the people we like. We made them honorary Canadians, but we need to make you honorary Canadians in the summer, not in the winter. Because those of you, if you have MCAS and have the heat thing, I don't know if you go cold or hot on the heat thing. I think, how like everyone goes to Floridians, the snowbirds. I'm like, can we have some people from Texas and Georgia? You can come on up here where it's like room temperature in the summer. I mean, yeah, we get hot, but like, when it's a nice, like, just a beautiful MCAT. It doesn't always happen, but you know what I mean? We have more. Yeah, we'd just come the other way. Snowbirds and like hot birds.
Yeah, there's like 2 weeks in Georgia where it'll be that temperature, and then even though it's like March or April, it'll be 80 degrees. And
we often
humid.
do too, because we're on the boot, the peninsula, the dingle dangle,
the dingleberry,
the stick and the berries. I don't know what the lakes or the berries or something, but right, we're in that stupid bit that's Detroit and Buffalo and Cleveland, and if you go around the lake, Toronto's over here at the hair.
Okay.
The hairy bits are Toronto.
Oh my
God! We're kind of in the middle.
I know exactly what. That's very descriptive. I know exactly what you're talking about.
If you go straight through Cleveland up and think we're in the area that's bedroom, kind of like Cleveland. Like I mean, there's a bigger city there, but like. We're kind of the Cleveland of Buffalo, not quite because it's a little bigger, but we're as south as we're in the middle, right? But we're like, we're not on an ocean, but we're like as south as is it Northern California or Northern Oregon or Southern Oregon or whatever? Like it's south.
Yeah.
When you look at it, like if you draw the line across, we're in that horrible place where the old Yorkist, that's the part of Canada, right? Like, because it was the bit, New York is actually just right there, and then Toronto's right there. Like, and if we have another civil war, right? If we have another civil war, it's going through Buffalo. Go Bills. I said on my Super Bowl stream, I literally got away with streaming 4 hours of the Super Bowl under fair use because I talked over the entire thing.
That is so beautiful.
And guess what? I sent it out as 2 audio streams though. So you couldn't mute me, but you could turn me all the way down.
You're a genius.
And I had a bunch of guys go, dude, I didn't have to get I didn't have to get myself Verizon, stream it on my phone. Like, you did it for free, lady. And I'm like, you just give me a thumbs up. I don't care if you're some 25-year-old boy from, Vegas. Yeah. Like, you stream away, honey. Because the guy who used to be the quarterback wore a $3 million watch the other day. And I love shiny things. Oh, I love shiny things. I love
Absolutely.
I am a crow. I'm a magpie. Oh, no. But I mean, lab diamonds and cubic zirconias, baby. I love me a secondhand purse. Go on Poshmark with my carrier, and then you get like someone just buys it and gives it to you for half price, right? But it's not an MLM product. Okay, Miss Edge, you're going up on the screen. We're doing it. We're going to put her on the overlay. There you go. Now you're on. because that's so good. We're going to put that in the
I
stream
love
for a little
that.
bit. I take them on
Got
and
that
off when it's like
Rejuvenique
chatter.
oil.
Oh, I have. Would you like some Norwex products? Absolutely. I'll sell you my Norwex products. They're good. Unfortunately, the problem is not with the products, and it's the fact that they're taking advantage, and they're taking advantage of disadvantaged people. When we say that when anti-MLMers say you're at a risky or privileged or what's the word they often use? Like they're your weaknesses, vulnerabilities. Vulnerabilities are not the things that make you bad. Being old or fat is only an insult if being old and fat is bad.
Mm-hmm.
What if they weren't bad? I'm not saying they don't have cultural overlay, but what if I wasn't positive about them, but I wasn't negative about them?
They're not a moral thing.
Yeah, let's just make them like, I know.
Yeah. Yes, that is a state of being.
I'm aware. And
yes.
I don't hate the inside of my brain, and I don't hate the fact that I ran triathlon at 35 and was disabled almost completely at 45. And so now I'm fat again.
Oh man,
check out these lipids. See? Do you see my lipids? Check them out.
Check out these lipids.
Lipids. I have been taking back words in a like not well, but the thing is they don't know it's anything but toxic positivity. So every accusation is a confession. They're confessing to the fact that they only know about toxic positivity and not about seated pride. Like not pridefulness goes before a fall. They don't know about seated comfort with your body. Going,
contentment, maybe?
Yeah, content. But I'm not content with my body. It's doing horrible things at the moment. But like and I say I don't ever fight it. I work with it. It's
coexisting with your body.
Yeah. Coexist with it. But I love my brain too. And I'd go, and I love what my body can do, the parts of it that can do. I got the chance to be a sprinter. And when you grow up disabled and then all of a sudden you have a good moment in your life and you run triathlon and you realize that not only can you run, which I was always the fat, slow kid, right? I'm like, all of a sudden with the work I did, I realized that when we treated the MCAS and my lungs could work again, I wasn't out of shape. I didn't have endurance because EDS and MCAS and POTS give you lack of endurance. And a physio said that to me. They said, it's not that you're not strong. It's not that you're out of shape. In fact, you're in better shape than most people when we do breath tests and stuff. It's that you have no endurance because it was not grown in you. Yeah. You are glued together wrong. That is what a collagen disorder is.
Yes.
And my closest friends are allowed to tell me that my head is not glued on right.
Yeah.
Because it's not. It's tippy.
When you treat when someone treats your disability, when you're able to actually get help, when you're able to like, okay, I can run, I can exercise and do shit if I have, proper braces, that I have, electrolytes and stuff like that. It gives you a power back that feels like it was taken away by becoming disabled, I guess. And it, like, because I was not, I don't think I said that the way I wanted it to come out, but we'll figure that out.
You can always repeat. Just repeat yourself. It's allowed here.
When I like 3 years ago, I didn't feel like I had any of these problems. I wasn't constantly in pain. I didn't feel like being able to do all of the bendy things was like a problem. Like
it's waves of change.
Yeah.
Things that are genetic, biological, biochemical, biostructural disorders have waves that you go through, like the ocean of the next thing that happens. It's not, none of the body is in a line. It's not boxable. And we're the ones showing it. And and you gain and lose in a way that is not the arc that most people just assume, but it also gave you superpowers. I'm amazed. My group of EDSers or hypermobiles or people who kind of like spectrumize, right? Like they're like, well, don't care. It might be lupus, might be just an autoimmune, but I come into the group, right? I think that we also had skills. We're the people, and that's why I'm speaking out so much more. I was totally freaked when the pandemic hit, because I was like, I am the person who's going to die, and people aren't going to think it's me, because they'll be like, you're just normal. Invisible disability. Woohoo. Right?
Yeah.
But so I remember like the early days filling my gas tank with like my kid's stuffed animal, because I'm like, is this surface? Is this whatever? And then I went, wait a minute. I worked as a birth doula, lactation consultant. I worked in hospitals of NICUs and ORs. Wait a minute. I got masks in stock. I'm still a medical clinic from a wellness clinic I ran. I got masks. I got hand sanitizer. Wait a minute. And then about 3 or 4 weeks in, like March, April, May, I didn't see my partner for 80 days, because we were the fire break between me and my illnesses and my kids and the family, and his people maybe not caring. So we went like, how they cut the trees down to try to get the fire to stop. Fire break. And 80 days on the phone, and we said, you know what, this is real. Like, we really have to keep each other safe. So
that's awful.
And it's a horror. That's what I feel like with other things, though. I feel with the NTM, like someone has to take the fire break position, the stand between, and go like, I walk out the door from the time I was 14. I got really sick at 14, like my first presentation. And I think it's a really common presentation for EDS, because the hypothalamus is connected to the pituitary. Like, seriously? Like, you get hormones and your Ehlers-Danlos goes to hell?
Yeah, right.
I'm trying to study that right now, like with real research, so that 14-year-olds are not screwed over so much by that whole, like, you're just lazy.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's been 40 years, people. Stop with that. They're lazy or they're faking it.
I think very few people are actually lazy.
I don't think lazy's a thing, except for the adults who are saying laziness. They're the people who are, they're the people who are like, I don't wanna, like, they're the people who have the thing not settled. I think they're the people who need to push off. Like, it's just a technique of pushing off. I think of it as like throwing mud at somebody, and they're like, I got to get rid of this handful of mud, so I'm just gonna throw it.
Yeah, right. And not be like, maybe I should do something with this. Maybe I need to, because they don't even get to the point where they're like, they're just like, I gotta get rid of this.
To do, being a grown-up, a real grown-up, not an aged, a grown-up, is when someone hits you in the chest with the mud or the shit, and you pick it up and you put it on the ground. That control, when people say you need to discipline your children, I'm like, that's discipline. I just put that down there.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, I need the discipline to figure out how to do this. I'm not okay. And that phrase, my parenting phrase that would go through my head, because I am, as you can tell, I'm totally quiet. I would never yell at my kids. Right? Early on, when they were toddlers, I'd yell, and I'm like, oh my God, I need to stop. And I became not doing that when I realized this, like, what it was doing in me mostly. And I had a really big epiphany when I started yelling at my third toddler because I was overwhelmed. And I went, you've never wanted to be a yeller. Why are you doing it now? And then my mom, who's a gardener, we came up with the phrase. She's like, just remember, even flowers grow in shit.
I love that. I love that.
I'm taking me some manure.
Funny.
I'm a farm girl from the prairies. I'm going to build me a big old manure pile.
I'm going to be a big old pile of shit.
I'm going to grow me the most beautiful flowers.
From this lump of crap.
So exactly. So you're saying, like, you say all the Southern things. I'm like, I totally do too, but for a different reason. I say all the accents. I'm a mimetic. Like the Jim Carrey, say all the things, make the voices, voice acting. Every once in a while, my kids will wake up and I'll be leaned over doing something, and then all of a sudden a voice will slip out and I'll be like, oh yeah, you're doing the thing. And I'm like, oh look, I'm Polly from Aquaria. Right? Like, I'm just all of a sudden, like, I love I've been doing voice stuff forever. That's why I started doing YouTube. I was like podcasting. I was a voice person, voice actor and professor and teacher and online. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to open a space here. And it was like, this is literally systemic. This is not, where did the mean girls come from? Why are the mean girls in charge?
Exactly.
Were they in high school? And then they started, and then this scheme worked for them. What is that? That's transference of patriarchal power to the feminine generation. It is the same thing as slave owner daughters. Your plantation girl is what you are, or some metaphor of that.
Yes.
I'm bringing up the really big one, the ugly one, but like hey, it works for me. I get the power. It's transference. I get the power from my old daddy billionaire. So the women below them either fight back or they go, ooh, I get the shiny things too. And then they go, I'm in the system. I actually will maintain it.
Yes. Like that's that point where they get to, like Julie Jo's talked about before, where she's like, she saw the door open and she was like, I can't keep doing this because I know what it takes to keep going and stay up here. It's like these girls will look at that and choose like, well, it's working for me, so I'm going to keep upholding the system because it's helping me, as opposed to looking at it in the eyes.
I don't know Julie Jo, but hey, and one Lexapro to a different one. I'm so glad she says that, right? Like, as a sort of like, I think, like I can assume from her words, I just, just taking her what I call, that avatar, the caricature of who she is online, because that's not real people, right? But that presentation, at least, I kind of go, you seem like me. You're the extroverted, make the faces, do the thing, talk at lunch, like, and maybe neurodiverse, but we present even more like we're less, like we're the people who can actually get sucked in.
Yes.
Like I could get sucked in. I actually say that. I'm the person who would miss these things younger in, because how appealing being a horrible extrovert is for me. And I'm like, oh, great. I'm like, actually, I'm like, internet introverts, use your power. Use your power to hide. Use your power to hide from this. Like, run away, run away, run away. Don't talk to anybody, much less, But like wanting to be in, but not wanting to be in that way is a hard place to like stand in, right? Like you said, like I'm in, but I'm using another computer to do it. I'm cool enough, but I don't realize that I'm one of the chat, like one of the extras, the spares. You're the extra on set to make them look like they have lots of friends, but it's not real. Okay, Danielle, even if it is, they're saying, even if it is an MLL product, you use that sum beeps up, okay? You use it up. If you have an MLM product, you don't need to throw it out unless it's time to throw it out. But like, use it up. It's in a plastic container. It's the moisturizer. It's probably white labeled moisturizer, hair mask. It's some oils. It's some things. You use it up, then you throw that can into garbage and you carry on, because we're going to use up all the things we got. I'm going to use my Norwex forever. But I'm going to say at the same time, but I can't support that I fell for it too, kind of thing, because it's the quiet one. It's a nice one. It's the nice people's pyramid scheme. Still a pyramid scheme.
Still, yes, exactly.
Still, we're not talking about the individuals. Yes, we talk about the individuals who are making bad choices. We're trying to highlight how they got there too.
Yes.
And why meanness works.
Isn't that wild? Isn't that wild that it's just like, I think that's what I'm learning now as an adult, is that like, it's not like the fairy tale thing where the enemy or like the bad person gets, more people are with the good people. They're like, oh yeah, this guy's bad. It's like, no, most people are they're actually kind of like with the shitty people, from what I can tell. Like, it's kind of like, it's just whatever's easier is what people go towards.
The middle people are just the middle people from 5 percentile to 95. They're the messy people. of good and evil and bad choices. And yeah, just making the next right or the next wrong choice or the next right in context. Like it's right for being cool at school, but you don't realize that it's like, you know, Saturday morning special, that like you can't have your own best friend too. You didn't think about that. That's on purpose. Like mean girls don't care. They knew that might happen.
Yeah.
But they don't care. So you have to make the decision, right? It's that, yeah, like life is a million. I think that good and evil is a circle. It's the snake that comes back on itself.
The Ouroboros?
Yeah. Or all of the things.
Yeah, all the things.
Whatever. It's because good and evil, it would be easy if evil looked evil. Evil, actually, the more evil something gets, the more it has to hide looking exactly like good people. It has to present exactly like, you know, like Darvo, like I'm the victim, I'm the one who's trying to be good. And some of those people, there's two kinds of psychics, those who don't know, and those who don't care, right? They're in there, they believe it, they're doing whatever. And then there are people who are taking people's money as a shill, right? Those if you just want to go be a psychic, whether or not it works or not, you go talk to people, you go charge them. Like if you're just a nice lady, I may or may not believe that, but I got no issue with you, right? Like you just carry on doing your thing. Because if nothing else, maybe you're just like, you're talking to people, taking care of some people. Maybe you're just good at that, you know? You taking millions of dollars from people through that? No, now we have a problem. That's not psychic. That's a carny game, right? Like that's literally somebody taking advantage. And that, the better it looks, evil has to look good in order to do more evil.
Yes.
And the only difference is intent, invisible intent. And I go the so-called, for Christians, ethical Christians out there, it's called the shibboleth, the code word. There's a biblical word that means literally the word that I know that you know, like it's the passcode, right? Like, what's the secret word? You know? And the word is actually in the Bible, it's actually shibboleth, meaning the reason it's shibboleth is because if you know how to pronounce it the same as me, like, do you pronounce it Sibbolette? You know, like how do you say foyer?
Oh,
or
yeah.
Foyer?
Foyer.
Like, foyer or foyer or what, like, right? Or foyer or, right? Futon. Like,
Futon.
I have a futon. Or do you have a, I love when Canadians try to say it with a French accent. Futon. Like, I'm like, no, it's futon. Like, it's Japanese. Like, it's funny. Like, yeah, like that, right? Like, is it a Chesterfield? A sofa? A couch? A divan? A layette? What are all the things that are the names for like patios? I got a patio, I got a lanai, I got it, right? Those regionalizations are what we, you know, like in and out, and people being in and out in these things. Like shibboleth literally means the word that you can pronounce because you're in, you know how to pronounce. Everybody else is out, and hurting, like, coolness, I think, is still literally running like politics.
Yes, everything.
Like your president was just trying to say what was cool, or I mean, he's not cool, but like just what people wanted to hear that second. And he didn't care, because he said the people who I'm getting aren't going to check it. Like the stream with Amber background of, you may think, like, I honestly think there's room for her believing that she was getting support and she didn't realize she was combining the two. Right? So she could be a good person who fell for combining it. And just because you're ignorant of something doesn't mean you didn't do evil. You can hurt somebody without knowing. Or does it tip? When does it tip? Because you knew. And for me, the answer is, if someone tells you it's hurting your child and you don't believe them, you just cross the line.
Yes.
You do. If you do not believe abuse about a child, you're done. I don't care. You're now on evil. I don't care what you did. Look for the helpers who help the children, and they help the children even when people aren't looking.
Yes. Yeah, and like not being open, not even taking that choice to be like, no, I'm not going to reflect on what I'm doing. No, I'm not going to think about it. No, I'm not going to consider your view. That you suck now. You suck now.
I hate you. You're the bad people.
Yeah, like
coming
that's
on
what
and
makes me
being
bad.
Yeah, coming on and being like, you were mean to me, you yelled at me, I'm being shut up, like there's hundreds of people talking about a live stream. I can actually see that. That's like dysphoria, like rejection dysphoria.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, like realizing there's a stream and going like, ah, but yeah. Do you look at whether or not it had some truth and how careful the good people were with that was the meanest they got.
Yes.
That's the meanest, and DC was like on the edge, not knowing her, but just going, they work their language. DC, that nice person, they work their language. I hang out, I've been a member, I hang out in their stream kind of thing. And I go, like, they work their language. Going like, it could be this, it might not be. You know, this is my view. Like they are so caring about, and I think that's good because I think that's where someone who was in Norwex and went, no, I mean, I was out before I found them, but it's why I started watching them because I'm like, wait a minute, I'm the smart with it person who fell for it. Oh no, we paused. Did we lose the internet? No, where's my internet? My internet's in so much pain and it kicks everybody off and then I get really sad. That's so sad. That's so sad. Let's see if it connects. Oh my God. It's so sad. Come on. Come on. So sad. Such a dumb. All the tech is working. All the tech is working and none of the internet is. Even if this catches it though, I am so totally going to, I'm going to let everybody go to the bathroom and stuff. This was 2 hours. Oh my gosh. We didn't end it very well. I'm going to, though, I'm going to say thank you. Well, you know what? We'll go have some lunch. I'm going to say thank you to, I gotta go get their exact name, Not.Your.Downline. I gotta make sure I get it right. Okay, where was Insta? I want to make sure my guest today, because we could talk forever. They're gonna go to the bathroom, I'm sure. That's probably what's gonna go on here. There we go. They are Not.Your.Downline. I'm gonna put that in the chat and make sure that you can find them on Instagram and on YouTube. There we go. Going to show that on the screen. Not.Your.Downline has been my guest this morning. Were we doing this on? No, we were just putting on makeup and started chatting. And that is one of the best conversations I've had in so long. And I needed that. Thank you so much, girl. Thank you so much. So, and to all of my guys, gals, and non-binary pals, all genders, welcome, all orientations, welcome. This is a safe spot and will remain one. I am the breakout room for the not mean girls and guys and pals. to hang out and chat about scams that affect those with disabilities, that people with that disadvantage are taken vulnerability are taken advantage of, because it's hard to work full-time with a disability. It's hard to work full-time. Those are built into the system of our capitalist system, right? We got to be on our own and do our thing and work hard and hustle. BS. We are all in the same ocean, but we are not all in the same boat, people. And I will be here, monetized or not, X'd or not, and I will spawn like Minecraft hard mode over and over and over, so that people have a place to speak. People have a place between. I don't know if this is going to go up as multiple videos. I don't care. I don't know. We're testing tech. We're going to talk. We're going to get together. We're going to chat. I will be back tonight, I think. If somebody wants to stream with me, I love talking with people. I love my long form videos, but I love streaming. Hope to push out some short ones as well on topics and stuff. Thanks so much for the kids and people and gamers and random people who jumped on and said hi to. It's all cool. So I'm going to sign off with gentle hugs and much love. My name is Maria, and I am Little Miss Diagnosed.